Season's Wits is one of a number of fancied runners from your stable on paper this Wednesday night. He's yet to win one in Hong Kong, but he's gone perilously close.
Yeah, he has. He's been running well. Probably his best two starts have been around the corner there at Happy Valley over 1,000. And he seems to like the shorter trips. He's by Capitalist, and he's obviously doing a good job up here. So he's trialled up well, and between times again we've just been spacing his races out like we like to, and he's got a nice draw just to hopefully camp behind the leaders there and be given his chance.
Has he done well in that month between his runs?
He's a horse with a good constitution. He's pretty straightforward. He was gelded before he arrived. He was a little bit above himself when he arrived, but he's really settled into the routine well and acclimatised well, and looking forward to seeing how he goes on Wednesday night.
We're racing on the C course, so barrier 3 certainly no detriment.
Well, he's got good barrier speed, so he can be right up there on the pace or just behind the pace if they want to go fast, but we'll leave that up to Zach. He did close well from back in the field last time. I'd just be inclined to sort of ride him a little bit like that again if possible, but ultimately we'll just have to see what happens when the barrier's open.
A common denominator with a lot of your chances on Wednesday night is a certain Zach Purton. I read an article this week. You're obviously doing all you can to throw a bit of weight behind his bid to get this record. It'd be nice to try and tick a few off Wednesday night, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. When we seem to have him booked for a few, things don't really go our way. But anyway, hopefully we can get a couple up for, or he can get a couple up for us on Wednesday night. But you know, you've got to give yourself the best chance to win, don't you? And by doing that, you look for the best jockeys. And thankfully, Zach's been riding well for the stable and enjoyed a good relationship with him. So long may it continue.
David Hayes, Sight Hero is one of your runners on the programme Wednesday night in race 7. Before we talk about the horse, let's talk about his jockey, because a bit of an unfamiliar name to some Hong Kong punters, but Michael D, you've been very quick to secure his services.
He's done a lot of riding for my sons and had a lot of success, and I've been watching him from afar for the last couple of years, and probably one of the most improved riders in Australia.
He rides very light, doesn't he? So he could be a good fit for this place.
Should be. Like, he can ride nearly at the minimum, and he's the second most winning Group 1 jockey behind James McDonald, so he can handle the pressure. So he should do well here.
Yeah, one of those Group 1 successes only as recently as last weekend as well. So, and riding for your sons, obviously Ben and JD. So he's literally fresh off the plane, isn't he?
He is fresh off the plane, off 2 Group wins on the weekend, and a couple of weekends before he rode 3 winners for the boys as well in group races. So yeah, he's in great form.
Let's talk about your horse now, Sight Hero. He's up and around probably a tough mark, but he is racing well.
Yeah, he's probably at his mark, but he never runs a bad race. I don't think the wide barrier is a total negative, because he likes to be given a chance early. And hopefully if they're running on, they weren't the other day, but if they are running on, he might be in the finish. I
mean, that run 2 starts ago around here of a course and distance was off this mark of 57, so he's certainly right there, I think, to certainly be in the money, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's been running placings off the mark, so he should be able to win.
Are we expecting to see Michael D ride plenty for your stable, given that you've obviously snapped him up?
I think I'll definitely be using him, and probably a lot of other people will too. He's only got the 3 rides for me, but I don't think people realised he was coming.
Yeah. Just aside from him and Sight Hero, I want to ask you about Lucky Encounter. He was very good once again, and he's doing a great job, isn't he?
Yeah, I was especially pleased with him, considering he missed the start and then led. And normally when that happens with a young horse, they get beat. And they were there. He was there to be beaten at the 200, and I liked the way he was strong late. So I think onwards and upwards, he might be a nice classic mile horse next year.
Jamie MAGNIAC looked very impressive last time when winning. Yeah, he'll go back to Happy Valley on Wednesday night. How's the 3-year-old been since that win?
He seems to have done well. When he won last time, he was on the backup, so we've just given him a little bit of time into his next run. He had a good solid fitness sort of trial here the other day, trialled up well, appears to be going along nicely. Seems to be... Well, there looks to be on paper a good bit of speed in the race, so hopefully he can just camp in behind them, and hopefully if he can handle the increase in weight, then he should be able to run well again.
Just a 3-year-old, have you got all the right signs from said race and track work and trial that he's sort of taken another step forward?
Yeah, he's a horse with a good constitution. He's a good-looking horse. He's got size and scope and strength, and walking around the stable, you could say he looks like a 4-year-old. So we're not going to overtax him for the rest of the season. He might have one more run after this, and then we'll look forward to him next year. But he's certainly got a few things in his corner, and he didn't seem to mind any rain that was around last time he raced either.
Has he sort of fluked getting on the C course again? Because that was the course he obviously won on last time, but as you mentioned, plenty of pace, so it does suit those sort of front runners, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess I think he'd be competitive wherever the rail was. He's that sort of horse. He just gives his best, but yeah, he heads to the races in good shape and maps like he should get a nice run. Just need a bit of luck from the gate, but hopefully Zach can overcome that.
Derek Leung, Prime Minister, is one of your rides on Wednesday night. He looks like a horse that's returning to form.
Yes, last time he won very good at Sharting, again with some good horse, and I get up him yesterday morning. He's feeling good, and tomorrow we have a nice draw. We won't too handy, but we try to get a nice spot and see how it goes.
The 1650, is that his best trip, do you think, now, this horse, given that he has won around Happy Valley?
Yes, well, he won 1650 before, and I'm sure the track will be very good for him.
He's been up to Chung Fa. I know obviously you didn't ride him in that trial, but nice to see that he had won a trial up there in preparation for this, so I guess that fills you with a bit of confidence as well.
Yeah, well, the stable keep him very good, and everything is smooth and good.
Form of that last race has worked out okay. Eremo ran down the field. He's come out and won since, so on paper anyway, even though he's a few pounds higher than his last win, he would look to have a strong chance, wouldn't he?
Well, I'm sure he will run well, but we'll see how it goes.